I am so happy to welcome today's Member Voices speaker, Suba Lakshminarasimhan. Suba is coming to us all the way from India today, so we have adjusted today's Member Voices time zone to be able to adapt the India time zone and be suitable for both us here in the US and in India. Suba is an executive leadership coach and founder of SLN Brand Studio. Suba supports organizations in building a high-performing leadership pool by coaching senior executives. Suba has been coaching C-suite, D-suite, and E-suite leaders to handle workplace conflicts and related emotional management so that they can focus on empowering themselves, elevating teams, and growing business sustainability. An award-winning entrepreneur, she has been a mentor, advisor, and keynote speaker in various forums. Welcome, Suba. So great to have you here.
Thank you, Mikhail. It's pleasure to be here, to along with you all, and supporting the member community that you all have been building so passionately with all the efforts that you have been putting in. Again, amidst all the different time zones that we are all in, right? So beautiful pleasure to be here. So before we go in, I would like to kind of understand our audience. So if you all can put in the chat box who you are, where are you logging in from, what exactly you are doing. Some one-liner is good enough for me. I can put it in the chat box. So which part of the world you are logging in from? Looking to start a tech business, Florence, Washington, D.C. So I have a colleague, from Boston, coach and educator, Esther. Welcome. Glad to know you all. Fantastic. Super. Thank you so much once again. Before we, go in, I would like to kind of, take you through, certain elements here. Yeah. In case of any technical glitches, if you see me going out, don't worry, I'll be back within few seconds. So whenever I'm taking a break, rest assured that I'm drinking water, because it's, I'm in a hot place here in India. Today, in fact, it is a little, sultry as well. It is raining as well. It's hot. So otherwise, since it is a small team, if you don't understand something, it could be my accent or something, or if you feel like I'm going a little fast, you can stop me and tell me to slow down. If you feel like I'm going way too slow, again, you can stop me and tell me I can rush. Yeah. So with that, let's get in. So today, when Mikhail approached me, when we were talking, right, I was thinking, okay, what can I bring in on the table here, right? Me being an entrepreneur for the past few years, I started my entrepreneurial journey in 2010. It's been the journey of ups and downs, right? When it comes to finance related or client related or the services that I have been rendering, that related, things were okay. I was able to manage. But there is one element where I was struggling a lot in my initial years of entrepreneurship is the dialogues which were happening here, right? So the inner conflict that I was going through, only I knew. That's where the struggle was more. I thought, why not I talk about it today? Because today I stand here as a workplace conflict management coach. When I say workplace conflict management coach, it is applicable to the business owners as well, isn't it? That conflict starts from that inner conflict. The conflict, the dialogues that we have with ourselves, that's where the real conflict starts. And then it create some branches, make it like interpersonal conflict, group conflict, geographical conflict. That's how it gets expanded. So how can we manage that? And also in my journey, what I understood is once I manage the inner chit chat that I'm having with myself, whenever I go through some, it could be a low moment or, some business challenges, major to minor to micro, The inner chit chat, the minute I start managing that, I could see that, okay, I was able to manage the other areas. I thought, why not I bring in that? That's the information I sent it out. Then Nikeli also wholeheartedly accepted that, yes, this is going to help all the entrepreneurs. So this is how we came up with this particular topic, which is very close to my mind. I have been supporting many entrepreneurs, business owners, and corporate leaders in managing conflicts. So already the introduction is done. So I'm an ICF credentialed coach, PCC level coach. I have won a couple of awards. I've also presented a couple of research papers in international conferences. Another side of who I am as a person. I'm a classical. I am a learned classical dancer, which is an Indian form. We call it as Kathak. And then I built network consciously. I'm on keen networker. I have a small garden in my home, where I spend my time. I also travel a lot. I play badminton. This is the other shades of who I am as a person. So today, what are we going to explore? So we'll be exploring understanding inner conflict at its core. We will discover the uniqueness that we all are carrying, we all are possessing, which is already there with us as a part of our DNA. And how can we embrace that authentic self, that uniqueness, and overcome any self-doubt that we may come across? And how can we leverage that superpower, that authentic self, that uniqueness that we all are having, so that we can achieve consistent entrepreneurial growth? This is what we will be exploring today. So some experience. So I would like to, kind of stop sharing the PPT for a few seconds so that I can look at all the faces. So here, in the morning, what happened? This is something that I have promised that I'm going to do this session, right? But because of rain and all the natural calamities, suddenly in the morning today, we had internet breakdown. No internet today, the whole day. So I was like, okay, all my coaching sessions, I took it over phone. But after some time, they were giving us every 4 hours intimation that, okay, it is not going to work. It is going to take another 4 hours. So around my noon, I started feeling that, jittery feel. How am I going to do this? How am I going to present myself today with, in DWEN platform today, right? So my BP has started slowly going up. Parallelly, I had to take care of the other business commitments that I have already done, right? And then immediately I called my, fellow entrepreneur who is living nearby my house. I called her. Immediately I called her. After 4 hours, when I saw that, okay, I'm not going to have any internet at my home, neither at my office, I called her. I said, you know what, I'm having this today. I cannot, push it off. I don't want to push it off. I'm going to come to your place. Immediately she said, yeah, come. Then again in the afternoon, it started raining. My car is not with me today because it has gone out. Now I have to commute as well. So again, I was trying Uber. Because internet is out, I was not able to book Uber also. So I had only 3 hours where it's going to take at least 30 to 40 minutes for me to reach this place where I'm sitting today. So no Uber, no auto, no car, nothing. So I was like wondering, what am I going to do? Then immediately I called my husband. He helped in booking the car. Then I reached. The minute I sat in the car, it's raining heavily. I couldn't see anything in the windshield. Yeah. Even though the wiper is, moving here and there, I could see nothing. What vehicles are going in front of me. So I don't know how this driver is going to drive. What I could do is just pray that, okay, I'm going to reach, I'm going to do this session well. Because I've put in a lot of effort in preparing for that. And I know that everybody is, relying on my presentation today. Then finally I reached. Yeah. So if you look at it, it looks like a normal challenge which can happen at any point in time in anybody's life, right? But when it comes to entrepreneurs, these are all the challenges we will be facing every part of our growth, each part of our growth. Whatever challenges that we take up, it may look like we have no solution to that because our mind is clouded with the problem that we are facing. Right? So today I was able to manage it. I was wondering, If the same situation had happened 10 years ago, how I would have managed it, right? Probably I wouldn't have called my friend. Yeah. I would have, tried. What can I do? What can I do? Maybe I would have spent long hours in just thinking, worrying, complaining, cribbing. Oh, this government is not working. The entities are not working. Maybe I would have shown my fingers to somebody else, right? I would have blamed others, the system. Right? But today, after spending all these 10, 12 years of handling multiple challenges, nothing looked like a challenge. Whereas my focus was only on the solution. What can I do? How can I do this session? This was there in my mind. Anything triggering in you when I just shared this story of my experience today, is there anything specifically triggering in you? You can put it in the chat box again. Any specific challenge that you came across recently in your entrepreneurial journey, where I had no control today? I could do nothing except call my friend, checking with her if I can come to her place to do the session. Anything comes to anybody's mind. Okay. Okay. You're dealing with a founder who is not aligned with time and commitment to the company and product, coming across the tipping point financially. Nothing triggered me, but I really appreciate the analogy with your journey today. Thank you. Right? Of course, we all feel differently whenever we hear some story, which is a true story, right? Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing the recent conflicts that you are going through, the challenges that you are going through. When you are looking at the challenges that you are going through, what are the questions that you are asking yourself? What is happening in your mind? What sort of dialogue happening in your mind? One or two can, if you can put it in the chat box, that will also help me in understanding the depth of inner conflict that each one of you may be going through. How could I have mitigated this risk ahead of time? Okay. That is the question that you are asking yourself. Okay. So when you're asking this, reaching gatekeepers and the people behind them. Sometimes, why did I decide to start my company in the first place? Of course, this is one question I've stopped asking now, but I have asked multiple times in my journey. Should I just go back to corporate? It's easy. I just go to office, come back in the evening. Every month I'm going to, get my paycheck. Some money will be there in my bank account. Yeah. So yes, that question is something that I have asked multiple times, but I have stopped asking that now. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. So we will have some solutions or the answers to these questions that you may be having today. Yeah. And going forward also. Okay, let me now share the screen again. So what is inner conflict? So here, inner conflict is a constant struggle that hinders us from making sound decisions. Yeah. So if I have to look back the whole day, right, I mentioned about how I would have handled it last time, right? That is the constant struggle. Yeah. The struggle that I have been having within me that would have hindered me from making that sound decision, which is it's an easy decision, right? Pick the phone, call your friend, ask her if I can come to your house. It's a simple solution. But if I had had that struggle in my mind, I wouldn't have asked that question. I would have sent a message to Michaeli saying that, you know what, I'm not going to do this today, right? The consequences are like entire ecosystem is going to be, the brand value of entire ecosystem is going to go down. We are all empathetic towards each other. I'm not denying that. We all will understand because these problems happen. But just imagine the effort we all have put in, right? In creating so many things behind the screen, everything is going to go waste. If I have to, get this opportunity, probably I may have to wait again for another, few months or few weeks to few months, right? So that's what inner conflict is all about. A constant struggle that hinders us from making sound decisions. So now if I ask you, let's keep the problem aside. If I ask you, what is your superpower? There is a reason why you have started something. When you started something, you know that you are going to go through a lot of challenges. Entrepreneurial journey is not a joke. You know that you are going to face a lot of challenges, but something has pushed you to move ahead. You started something, you are surviving, you are succeeding, right? So what is that superpower which helped you in starting, surviving, and succeeding? Please put it in the chat box. What is your superpower, do you think? What is your superpower? What do you think? There is no right or wrong answer here. Creating genuine connection with people. Florence, actually, that is the, the critical trait of a coach or an educator. Okay, is there rights, vision, and resilience? Beautiful, beautiful. A grit to push through. That resilience is the, is your superpower. Awesome. So just hold on to your superpower. See, if you're not, really interested in putting that information in the chat box, please write it down somewhere. Whatever questions that I've asked, right? Please write it down somewhere because it's going to help you a lot in the coming days. So, before talking about the solution, how can we manage the inner conflict, right? When I asked you the question, somebody said founder, somebody said financial related, somebody said, you know what, I don't know why I started. I'm asking this question once in a while, right? So, of course, whoever haven't written anything in the chat box, definitely you would have written something within you or in the note paper or somewhere, right? If you look at it, inner conflict happens because of one of these reasons or more. Yeah. It is a risk versus security. When we are talking about business, there are a lot of risks that we are taking, right? We may be having somebody investing their money in our business, or we are investing all our savings that we have today till today in our business, right? And we are continuously learning something. We are putting in time and effort in learning something. We are continuously coming out of the comfort zone and then talking to people, right? So how many of you here had sales background before starting your business? You can just write yes or no. Have you sold anything? Have you done any sales or marketing before starting your? Okay, thank you, Amy. Okay, so if somebody is writing no as an answer, I can very well know fundraising for non-profit, right? So when we are working for somebody, selling something could be a little easier. But when it is for us, right, selling is not easy. Sales is not an easy thing. There is a term somebody uses, right? Somebody introduced that term to me, which is when you are an entrepreneur, you should know how to shamelessly sell your product or service, right? Here, if you look at the word shameless, right, at the outset, it may give a different meaning, right? Here, shameless is nothing but our ability in talking about our promise, our services or product, and then following it up with the potential clients, right? It's not like, okay, you are going to introduce your product or service, other person is going to buy it at the same time. They need more time. In that more time, if we don't follow it up, they will forget. Whoever is following up, they are going to go behind them, right? So following it up with that people without spoiling our ego, right? It's not easy to pass on our ego and then start following it up with somebody and then creating a process, creating a pipeline, everything. Risk is not only risk associated with you creating something or financial risk. It's also about the inner self, right? How am I going to come out of that comfort zone, go and talk about myself? How am I going to put absolutely. Inner conflict is mostly triggered by externalities. Yes, externalities. Externalities are only a part of the elements which are triggering the inner conflict, but it is more of us, right? Sometimes we may think like what somebody is going to think about me when I say that I'm starting this, right? There is a risk associated. Somebody may be mocking us, right? Somebody may be demotivating us in the family or in our friend circle. They have good intention, but It is not what we want to hear, right? So there are so many risks involved, right? Relationship risks involved. So we have the dilemma, whether should I take risk or should I secure myself, right? That we come out. And then passion versus practicality. I am passionate about creating something, but will I be able to sell it? Is there a market for what I am passionate about, right? That is the other question, other dilemma, right? And then work-life balance. Once you are an entrepreneur, you cannot think about, what I can control. Of course, we can control our time, but not always. There are times, see, today I have to leave my, son who is 11 years old. We don't have anybody at home to take care because, suddenly I had to come. I had to leave him, just gave him some money to, get some snacks. He will be alone at home. I just came in here, right? So that decisions we should be able to make at that instant, right? So work-life balance and our health, right? When we say work-life balance, taking care of our health and decisions, every second we are making critical decisions. Sometimes the decision may look small, but the impact is going to be much, much higher, right? So it could be some changes you are thinking of doing in your product or service, right? There is a risk. It could be a minor risk. Maybe you are investing little money in making that, change. But what is the ROI that it is going to bring? Right? What are all the consequences that we are going to face? So we are making some decisions. It's not only about small money, big money. It's about the decisions that we are taking. We are taking every day, every minute as entrepreneurs. And then burnout. It is not a buzzword anymore, right? We feel that burnout once in a while, if not often, right? That can create some inner conflict. That could also trigger saying, why am I running? What am I running for, right? So such thoughts might come, which can demotivate us. And financial pressure, of course, right? End of the day, we are doing to see some money in our bank account, right? So financial pressure and self-identity. End of the day, what is it going to do to me? Right? Especially for us women, right? We have a lot of self-identity issues, right? And loneliness. Entrepreneurship can be so lonely unless until we put us a part of any networking groups or the in a similar entrepreneurial groups. That is where DWEN has given us the hand, right? The supporting, the shoulder. Now we have people coming in and talking about their challenges and then giving us some solutions, right? That loneliness can also create some inner conflict. We do not know. When I have some issue, I do not know whom can I reach out to, how can I solve this problem. So that also create that inner conflict. And perfection, especially women. This is something that I have seen in women across geographies. Initial days, I used to feel like, okay, maybe women in India are perfectionists. But more and more I deal with, I interact with people across the geography. I've lived in the USA for some time. I've lived in UK for some time. I've lived in Germany for some time. But I have seen certain similarities in women, whether they are entrepreneurs or whatever work that they may be doing, that perfectionism is something that is there in our DNA, right? It's wired in us. So that can create some inner conflict. And then priority, right? What should I prioritize now? Is it this or that, right? So I have only come up with some, there are so many branches that we can keep writing, right? So you can write which is the branch. And if you feel like something is missing in this particular slide, you can add for yourself, right? You create different branches which are triggering some inner conflict. If you look at it, whatever I've put in here, we have the internal as well external elements here. Yeah. You please keep writing whatever you want. So what exactly causes inner conflict? It's the end of the day, mind, right? Quickly, I don't have some information in the thank you is there, right? So here, this mind, when I say mind plays a major role, I would like to quickly, explain how mind works, right? So we have 5 senses, right? The taste, eyes, vision, hearing, and then the, 5th sense, right? Apart from that, we have that thinking ability, which is the 6th sense, right? So we have senses, one side, one bucket. And then we have a lot of experiences from our childhood, whatever we are today, right? If you go back to your 5-year-old self, right, you will see a lot of similarities. If you are brave today, there is some bravery that you would have seen when you were 4 or 5 years old. If you are not courageous enough, there will be some connection with what you had gone through in your 4 or 5 years old, right? So that experiences from our childhood till the time we are born, till the even people may think that okay, we couldn't hear when we were weeks babies and all, but we have listened to everything around us, right? What happened, these senses and then the experiences that we have, everything creates some belief system that we are carrying. So that belief system triggers all the attitude that we carry, right? When I say attitude, the attitude that I have towards myself, the attitude that I have towards others, the attitude that I have towards my business. If I feel like, okay, this is something that I cannot handle, that comes from the belief that I cannot handle because I don't have A, B, C, D, right? At the same time, if I feel like this is something that I can handle, right, I will handle. How am I doing that? Where is that confidence coming from? That is coming from the belief that I have about myself, which comes in the form of an attitude. That attitude becomes a behavior. Then that behavior is what is triggering me in communicating in some way. See, again, if I go back to the example that I shared, what happened today, right? I didn't think twice before picking that call, asking my friend, can I come to your place today, this evening? Yeah, I need some 3 hours of your office time. I know your office space, right? If it were a few years ago, I would have thought 100 things, right? What would happen if she had a meeting at the same time? What would happen if she is not comfortable having me, right? What would happen, if she thinks that, okay, I'm not able to, have a better system in my house or in my office, right? There would be 100 different, stuff that would, go on in my mind, right? So that would have influenced the way that I react to that situation or respond to that situation. So today I was confident, okay, worst case what? She will say, no, I'm out of my office. Nobody is there at office. Then I would have called some other friend, right? So that happens when I have better control on my mind. So this is how mind plays a major role. So whenever you have that inner conflict, where you have to go is to understand what exactly is triggering your mind to say, tell you something, and then what is happening, right? You have to go down to that iceberg. I use big iceberg model whenever I conduct some, whole day session and all, considering the time, I am not bringing that in here today, right? So what is there beneath that iceberg? What is there beneath that root? What is the root cause, right? So it's all about having the right mindset. Esther, I would be more than happy to, have the mindset thing. Probably we can connect someday, we can discuss as well. Yeah. So, my mail ID is already there. It is there in the, in my signature also. I would be happy to, have that conversation with you. Thank you. Thank you so much for talking about that. So, a couple of vitamins that I'm going to introduce today. Yeah, this is where we have some solutions. Yeah. So, vitamin A is accept. Whenever you have that inner conflict, right? That inner conflict is happening because you are managing, you are trying to manage some challenge. Challenge could be because of the system. Challenge could be because of people. Challenge could be because of process. Challenge could be because of our personal life. Challenge could be because of our health, right? It can be any reason, right, for the challenge. First thing is accept that, yes, I am having this challenge. It is very, very tough. When I'm doing one-day program and all, in that acceptance itself, we do a lot of activities, right? We have to accept it. It is tough, I understand. But if you can work towards accepting the fact, accepting the adverse scenario that you are in, that solves 50% of the problem, right? Because once you accept, your mind gets free. Yeah, there is liberation in your mind, right? Because you feel a little lightened up. When you are, you will also feel relaxed, right? Only when your body is relaxed, you will be able to think properly. When you are able to think properly, you'll be able to focus on the solution rather than the problem, right? If not, if you don't accept, you will be delving into that problem only. You will not be able to move ahead towards solution. Yeah. So vitamin A is accepting the scenario that you are in, and then find out what is the belief system which is triggering certain attitude, triggering certain behavior, triggering the way that you are communicating. with yourself as well with others, right? The behavior that you have towards yourself as well others, the attitude that you have towards yourself as well others, right? Find out what is the root cause and break that belief system. For that also, coaches can help. This is what I help most of my clients, for, right? Once that belief system is broken, then it's like a beautiful, process in which you will start radiating beautiful, the energy will completely change. Then you are relaxed, you'll be able to think properly. Yeah. Then vitamin C is courageously connect, right? We may be courageous in starting that business, surviving in that business, but how far we are courageously connecting with our business, right? Connecting with all the stakeholders that we are supposed to, connecting with our, the future, connecting with technology. See, today we have to connect ourselves with technology, right? The technology is not just attending a Zoom call or something, right? It's beyond. I don't have to create technology. No, it's not necessary that everybody has to create something using technology, but am I connecting myself courageously with technology, right? Do I have any aversion towards technology, right? So courageously connecting with the entire ecosystem. That entire ecosystem is all about everything together, right? People in that system, technology in the system, processes in the system, the system in the system, right? And then the rules, law, legal, right? Courageously connecting with everything, right? That's very, very important. This courageous connection will help you in creating the trust circle. So whenever you have any issue, when you recognize that, okay, inner chit-chat is kind of disturbing me, you will know which is the door you are supposed to knock. See, today, when I had that adverse scenario, I know which is the first door that I should knock. Luckily for me, today that door was open, right? I could do. Otherwise, I know, okay, which is the second door that I should knock, right? So this courageous connection will help you in opening up a lot of doors, which will help you, right? Even you should have a mentor for yourself, for each area. For sales, you should. Now, I have a mentor for my business. Within that business, for different areas, I have mentors. I have coaches. I've been investing in mentorships. I have been investing in coaching, right? I've been paying them and then getting their services, right? So that is very, very important. And then deep listening. Vitamin D is nothing but deep listening and reflection. Deeply listen to yourself, which will help you in understanding your belief system and breaking that belief system. And reflection. On LinkedIn, every Sunday, I am giving a prompt, which will help you in reflecting. Even though I'm, targeting executive leaders in the industry, we are all executives, right? As a business owner, you are an executive in your organization. Yeah. You can follow me on LinkedIn every Sunday morning in Indian time. Probably your Sunday, evening, you will get that prompt. Or sorry, your Saturday evening, you will get that prompt. You can reflect on it. You don't have to, if you are not able to write, it's going to be for you. It's like journal writing. It's like diary writing, right? So you can write the answers for that reflection, right? Otherwise, there are so many tools available using which you can reflect. So deeply listen and reflect on what you are listening, what you are hearing when you are listening, right? When I say deeply listening, not only listening to the words or the sentences that you are talking to yourself or to others, also the emotions. What sort of emotions are ruling you? What sort of feelings are ruling you? What sort of value system is ruling you, right? Sometimes certain value system that we have, right? For example, patience is one of my critical value. But if the patience is stopping me from speaking up, that patience is not helping me, isn't it? Right? So you have to address each and everything which can happen. Okay. Thank you, Mackenzie. Yeah. A few more seconds I will take. Then, that's it. Almost we are done. Thank you so much. So reflect on that. Deeply listen to everything around you and then reflect on each thing that you are reflecting on. Yeah. Listening to. Then vitamin E is emotional intelligence. This is very, very important. When we say emotional intelligence, it's about how far do I know about myself? That self-awareness, we call it as. Yeah, it's very, very important for all entrepreneurs to win over that inner conflict. How far I understand the others in my ecosystem and marrying these two understanding, right? What are the emotions which are driving me towards success? What are the emotions which are driving me towards failure, right? Similarly, what are the emotions driving my counterpart? right? My partner, it could be the founder, it could be my vendor, it could be my client, it could be somebody in my team. What sort of emotions are driving their success? What sort of emotions are bringing in conflict, right? Delve deeper in there, marry these two, you will get that answer. That is what vitamin E is. And vitamin K is kind. So if you look at this particular word kind, what is coming to your mind? This is something I would like all of you to, type it in the chat box. When you say kind, what is emerging for you? Empathy? Absolutely. Thank you. Anybody else? Kind. When you see this word, kind, vitamin K, treat others as you would like to be treated. Fantastic. Patience and understanding for yourself as well. Thank you, Amy, for saying that, right? So as entrepreneurs, I would like you to put it in the bold statement and paste it somewhere, what I'm going to say right now. Be kind to yourself first. Please don't beat yourself up. Yeah. Don't be hard on yourself. Be kind to yourself. That's what Amy has given as well to us, right? So it should start from being kind to yourself, right? What do you think? How easy it is to be kind to yourself, or how tough it is? What is emerging for you? Okay, thank you. So now, at this minute, what is your inner dialogue telling you? You have already, put in something in the chat box about the recent challenge or the, challenge that you are going through right now, right? Of course, all others would have noted down something in your notebook, right? Right now, if you look at that challenge, what is your inner dialogue telling you? Balance between pushing on and feeling self-empathy. Beautiful. That self-empathy is a beautiful, beautiful word. Thank you so much, Esther, for giving that, right? So please note down, whenever you are going through the challenge, note down your inner dialogue and then listen to that, deeply listen to that. What is it telling you? Whatever it is telling you, where is it coming from? Is it coming from some value system? Is it coming from the belief system that you have? Is it coming from emotion? Is it coming from feelings? Right? Then, is it really helping you? Does it help you or does it pull you down? By answering to that question, is it helping you or pulling down? See what needs to change. That's it. It's so simple. Breaking this inner conflict is very, very simple, right? Of course, on the paper, but it definitely needs some practice. Either you can have a coach who can help you to continuously practice, or you can practice on your own. Yeah. So now I would request all of you to please go to mentimeter.com. I'll also copy the link and put it in the chat box if it is easy for you, or you can open your mobile or any gadget that you may be having. Open the camera, camera. There you will see that lens option, right? Using that, you can use this QR code also. I'll just copy this link. So hope you all have noted down the number. Once you go to Mentimeter, you have to put this number 6774 6843. I'm putting it in the chat box as well. Once done, can you just give me yes or some intimation so that I stop this screen and then go to that screen? Hope you all are able to access the link. I have shared the link as well, the number. You can try that. Okay, so let me stop sharing this screen. Go to Okay. Can you please elaborate how it's going to help you as well? In a few seconds, I will share that screen. I think, Charlene, you have a beautiful photograph as your profile picture. Beautiful smile. I would be happy to see you smile in person as well, if it is okay with you. I don't want to push anybody. Short answer, then no place to put the number. Yeah, straight away you can, if you are going by the link, Amy, you can straight away type the answer. You can put the, which is the vitamin, and then how do you think it will help you? Oh, wow, it's beautiful. So I'll just share it here. So it is anonymous. I wouldn't know who is writing what. If all of you can put it, that would be great. So meanwhile, since everybody is writing, meanwhile, if anybody has any question, please feel free to ask me. You can unmute yourself and ask me. Just refresh. Beautiful. Being kind to myself, it will give me grace as I embark on each new day. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody has any challenges accessing the link? Please feel free to unmute yourself and then let me know. Yeah, I'm ready to answer to any of your questions. Or any thoughts around what we
Suba, we did get one question come in to myself. How to overcome fear and overthinking?
Beautiful question. Thanks for asking that. I think I missed that question, right? So fear, if you look at fear, right? What I normally say is label that fear. Is it fear of unknown? Is it fear of finance? Is it fear of fear about our confidence level? Where is that fear coming from? Okay. Again, if you look at it, fear is you can call it as emotion or a feeling. Yeah? Depending on the situation, it becomes a feeling or an emotion. If you look at that, fear is coming from overthinking. If we are combining these two questions, right, then the solution is in stopping that overthinking, right? Sometimes that overthinking and fear could be that egg and hen situation, right? Fear could trigger overthinking, or overthinking could trigger fear. We do not know, right? What is causing what, right? So what is the starting point? Is it the fear which is causing you to overthink, or the overthinking which is causing fear? That is the first thing that you have to figure it out. And then say, for example, if it is fear, label it. Then you will know how to handle it. See, if it is fear of unknown, there is no point in fearing about unknown. Right? So what is the inner dialogue? What is happening? Definitely the dialogue is going to be some negative stuff, right? Then start thinking about how can you bring in some positive tweak to that dialogue. How can you reframe that dialogue, right? So one quick example, what I can give you is, in the morning when I had all these network issues and all, there are two questions that I can ask. One is like, oh my God, this is happening. How am I going to do this session for DWEN? Right? That is one question. The same, how am I going to do that session today? If I look at it from the problem perspective, it is going to stay as problem. I'm going to slightly change that. The same question, how am I going to do now? How am I going to do this DWEN session? Then the answer is something else, right? That how becomes a different question at that point in time. Okay, fine. I can go there, here. I can go there. I can go to a shared workplace, right? Then 3-4 solutions came to my mind. Then I chose one solution which worked out well for me. If not, I would have gone to plan B, plan C. Right? So going deeper, that is where that deep listening to yourself and then reflecting on all the questions will help you. Hope I answered to that question well. Thank you. Okay. Okay, vitamin K, though I do not want to give up or give in, nor can I do that for survival. Okay, that's like you're just sharing, right? Is there any question in that? You're sharing. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, how to assess feedback or criticism fueled by emotions, particularly when it comes from men, and how to safeguard your confidence from its impact. Beautiful. It's going to be ongoing process, right? So one of the vitamins, what I would like you to choose is vitamin A, accept. When I say accept, you need not accept that feedback as is, but accept the fact that men are going to give you feedback. People are going to give you feedback. It is going to trigger some emotion. So that will liberate you. 50% the burden is gone the minute you accept, right? Then look at, okay, what exactly is impacting? Yeah. What in that feedback is triggering that emotion? Is it the tone of that person? Is it that emotion of that other person? It could be that, right? You are serving something. The client is not happy. They are just shouting, or they are just scolding you, or shouting, or they are showing something, or they are calling you names, right? When they call you names, it triggers a lot of emotions, right? At that moment, what you can think is, okay, they are calling you, calling out some names, right? As long as you believe that you are that name, you are going to feel that. So how can you disconnect yourself with that name? That's where the challenge is, right? So that's where you deep listening to the question which is in your mind, bring in some positive tweak to your answer, game changer. Hope my so that is going to bring in, only you can safeguard yourself, right? That's the reason we take that pepper spray whenever we go out at night and all, right? So it is not that pepper spray which is safeguarding us. It is the thought in our mind, okay, something happens, I have a pepper spray, right? That thought is what is safeguarding us. So only I can safeguard myself with working on my thoughts, right? Then confidence is going to be the byproduct. Nobody can spoil us. Thank you. Hope I have answered enough.
Yes, wonderful. This has been so great, Suba. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you to all of our attendees for sharing today and being a part of this session. This recording will be posted to DWEN.com video library soon, so be sure to check out the video library for more inspiring content. Our next Member Voices webcast will take place on Tuesday, December 5th, on the tactics that will build and ignite a leadership brand with DWEN member Karen Farrell Rhodes. Be sure to check out DWEN.com for details and registration information. We have some great topics coming up in our Member Voices series, so be sure to watch your inbox for future announcements. Lastly, DWEN is looking for members like you to share your expertise, experiences, hard-earned problem-solving techniques, and lessons learned. We are seeking polished presentations or articles that can be featured in our blog, Media Hub, or used in a live member webcast just like today. DWEN is taking submissions now until Friday, November 24th, so get your submissions in. Please visit the Member Voices page on DWEN.com for more information. Thank you for attending, everyone, and thank you, Suba. This has been great. Have a great day.
So much. Thank you so much, Michaeli. And now thank you so much, everyone, because you have been a wonderful audience. Yeah? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Florence.